There is something about Dedra Meero that makes you pay attention.
Are you a fish or are you a thief? Hmm?
Is it the weird eye contact or that smile that sends shivers down your spine? Well, it's complicated. She is a villain in Andor and a good one.
Yes, I love being evil in Star Wars.
But let's be real. In a world of so many iconic and powerful evil characters, this seemingly normal person should get lost in the void. Yet somehow she almost feels more terrifying.
You're not gonna believe me anyway, are you?
No. I suppose not.
But we didn't always see Dedra as this clear-cut villain. In the beginning, even if she is on the wrong side, you are in some way or form rooting for her. And this is only the first piece of the puzzle in what would become a strange, fascinating and overall brilliant story.
Very good, Dedra. That is verbatim from the ISB mission statement and wrong.
Here in the ISB, also known as the Imperial Security Bureau, she is the underdog. A woman in a male-dominated field, fighting the old guard while trying to show off her competency. But the detail that should grab your attention is Lieutenant Blevin and this.
A stolen Imperial Starpath unit was recovered at the scene.
You could say that these are the words that ignite Dedra's story. Her obsession with a stolen Starpath unit, which ultimately ties to the Axis operation orchestrated by Luthen and Kleya, serves as the common thread behind her actions, from her first scene to one of her last.
A vintage Imperial Starpath unit.
And to understand how she got to this state of mind, how it would become her downfall, and overall why it's even important, we have to dive deeper into her likable side.
You should go. I didn't realize how late it was.
I'm staying if you are.
I don't know what I'm doing.
In Season 1, Dedra is presented as a contrast to the typical Imperial employee. This makes us more understanding towards her, somewhat because we actually know she's onto something with Cassian, Bix, Luthen, etc., and partly because almost everyone else at the Bureau wants her to fail.
You might want to steady the ladder before you start climbing.
I'm not looking for career advice.
You fall here, you fall alone.
There's a high bar for your performance, Lieutenant. Unfair, perhaps, but senseless to ignore and potentially the foundation of a uniquely superior career.
Through this struggle, alongside Major Leo Partagas, she finds some success. They become a sympathetic duo, two normal, smart and ambitious people trying to climb the Imperial ranks and deliver justice.
Well played.
Thank you, sir.
Watch your back.
Ultimately, we go on this rewarding journey with Dedra, and we observe her getting more responsibility. You can really see how she thinks of herself as the hero, the savior who is going to track down and take out all the illegal criminals. And as a result, the audience feels it too. Just to take a look at this scene.
The thief was a local named Cassian Andor. He was wanted for the murder of 2 corporate security officers. The Starpath was left behind as he escaped the tactical team sent in to arrest him.
The writing is so detailed and grounded that for a while you almost forget we're following the Empire at all. It just feels like we're following people. But then this positive and inspiring journey hits the end of the road, and when Dedra has the opportunity to choose between evil and good, she doesn't even hesitate.
I don't like wasting time.
The interrogation scene between Bix and Dedra is so extremely underrated, and let me tell you why. In about 5 minutes, your view of this Imperial flips from mostly positive to pure hatred. Tony Gilroy's writing builds Dedra as an incredibly real and authentic human. So when the world turns upside down and Bix says this,
You seem to enjoy this.
the psychopath is suddenly revealed, and it's terrifying because we thought we knew her. We thought perhaps Dedra was different from the others in the ISB, but in the end it turns out she's even worse.
It's repeat listenings that cause the most damage. Are we ready?
But I know what you're thinking. I haven't even mentioned this guy yet.
You've been at the Bureau of Standards for less than a month and you've filed 5 false inquiries.
6, actually.
Syril Karn, like Dedra, is another one of those Andor characters that fascinates me. In Season 1, he's desperately looking for a place where he belongs, somewhere he can actually make a difference. And along the way, these two socially awkward people cross paths. And honestly, I think it's this line of dialogue that really catches Dedra's attention.
You just said it. Can one ever be too aggressive in preserving order?
They're both products of a system that thrives on separation.
Yeah.
And creating
Withholding.
kind of loners.
I want what you want. I sense it. I know it.
You're out of your mind.
From their awkward interaction outside the ISB building all the way to the heartbreaking scene on Gorman, Syril has arguably the most vital piece in the puzzle that represents Dedra's story. The fact that he saves her during the brawl on Ferrix is obviously a crucial moment, but what's actually more significant is how he makes Dedra feel. He becomes the storytelling tool that draws emotion out of Dedra, a character who otherwise feels almost robotic. And it once again adds a human perspective to the character, which reaches its peak when Edie Karn comes to visit.
Such a pleasure to finally meet you.
Finally, indeed.
When these two women in Syril's life meet, the illogical feeling of rooting for this lunatic is returning. We as the audience have seen countless times the way Syril's mom treats him, so in a strange way it's enjoyable when Dedra puts Edie back in her place.
You'll toughen him up.
I have a different plan in mind.
She puts mom in place, which is like...
Well, yeah, no, that's a very... Yeah, wait to see that meme.
I don't know.
I'm not done. You can spare me the Uncle Harlow testimonials. I've had a look at his ISB criminal files, and that is not a story you want to be advertising.
It's a satisfying moment.
It's yet another example of how this character keeps sending mixed signals, and how Tony Gilroy adds so many layers to the way he writes stories and people. In Andor, you can always observe the humanity in every single character, what motivates them, what they think, and in the end how they behave. However, it would become clear pretty quickly that the reason behind the Dedra's actions weren't all pure.
I did a lot of research on female psychopathy. Apparently, women who are psychopaths are less likely to murder because they usually enlist other people to do it for them. And so that made total sense to me, because she gets Syril to do things.
Their relationship obviously has its flaws, but the way it's also used to highlight Dedra's worst traits, or maybe the traits she completely lacks, is honestly genius. Through this dynamic, it becomes painfully evident how the Empire grew as big as it did, because it created space for emotionally blind people like her to rise.
I don't know the science, but it's bad luck, Gorman. We need what's in the ground, and when we're done, there won't be much left to call home.
My sources say this is nonsense.
Stop.
What am I doing here?
Syril, please.
I said earlier, and I mean it, I don't think there's ever been a character in the Empire like Dedra.
We'll be back in Coruscant. We'll be together. We'll be rewarded.
Like, not as well realized or as deeply kind of sort of interesting, you know?
There is an armada up there. They're already unloading in Gelnobi and Liqua.
Without, they need the planet.
We wanted to be together. You didn't seem to mind the promotions.
In this brilliantly acted scene, Dedra is shaken to her core. Not by the fact that she ordered stormtroopers to kill civilians, but by something far more personal. The one person she had formed any real connection with is gone, and worse, it's her fault, and it symbolizes the twisted mindset of this individual. Dedra's greatest strength as an ISB officer has always been her relentless obsession with the truth, but Gorman marks a turning point. For once, that instinct is suppressed. The truth is set aside. Syril is set aside. Following orders suddenly matters more than understanding what actually happened.
We're going home as heroes. This began long before we got here.
This stands in direct contrast to what we later see when she encounters Luthen, where she disregards protocol, oversteps her colleagues, and ignores direct commands in pursuit of answers. And you could call this another significant piece in the puzzle of understanding Dedra.
Luthen Rail.
Dedra Meero.
But before diving into that brilliant scene, it's worth pausing to compare Dedra and Luthen, because the parallels and contrasts between them reveal several fascinating details.
Do you really think the rebels care about the lines we draw on maps?
You think the relevance of my work has been supplanted?
Systems either change or die. Sir.
Why are we here tonight, Lonnie?
There's a new supervisor rising. Dedra Meero. She's focused on a suspect she's calling Axis.
In retrospect, these two characters are mirrors of one another, standing on opposite sides of the story, yet very familiar. They are both extremely calculated, smart, and they know how to persuade people. Their lack of showing feelings is also notable, and one specific visual example is how they, in different scenes, actually practice smiling, like they have forgotten how to do it. The key difference though is that Dedra literally practices because she wants to bring out emotion. It's unnatural to her, while Luthen rather does it to hide the pain, the sacrifice, and the true nature of how he feels. Which brings us to the confrontation.
I have dreamt of this. Too many versions to remember.
If you paid attention to what I just said, you will notice that in this scene everything is reversed. Suddenly Dedra is smiling, because it's literally the best day of her life. This is what she has dedicated most of her time towards finding. And Luthen is done smiling, because he realizes he doesn't need to hide his identity anymore. But this is also where Dedra falls, because just like her smile, she goes completely off character.
You disgust me.
Do you want to know why?
Everything you stand for.
Freedom scares you.
Freedom? You don't want freedom. You want chaos. Chaos for everyone but you.
She no longer plans ahead, no longer considers what Luthen might do next. Being this reckless is not the usual way Dedra behaves, yet she's blinded by her ambition, by her success of finding Axis, and as a result, he slips away.
And she's so pleased with herself, you know? She's so pleased. And then he wins.
All units engage! I need a med team! Now! Go, 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 go! Came back!
In the end, it's the abilities that brought Dedra success that leads the way to her downfall. And going back to this line from Blevin,
"You fall here, you fall alone."
We really see that happen to Dedra. What happens in the Empire when you're no longer useful.
Supervisor Jung spent 3 hours last night logged into your account.
And then he did this weird thing with his finger on the top of my head. I thought, brilliant.
Now, shall we take a guess at what he might have told Luthen Rail?
What makes this woman so fascinating? It's like, what do you do when a minion thinks they are in charge of everything and that they know better than the Emperor? That's kind of dangerous, no?
We'll do our best to carry on without you.
And before you click away, I want to leave you with an interesting thought about this character. Dedra's story can almost be seen as a microcosm of the Empire itself. It reflects the rapid rise to power driven by ambition and the relentless pursuit of order, the reign and the immense effort required to maintain control over a galaxy of people, and it mirrors the inevitable fall, how this selfish, ruthless, and controlling organization slowly consumes everyone involved until there is nothing left but darkness. And that in many ways is Dedra Meero. She's not just a villain, she's a mirror, a warning, and strangely someone you can't stop watching. She's a human evil in a galaxy far, far away, and that's exactly why she is so scary. If you want more character analysis, you should check out this video right here. Thank you for watching and bye bye.